we're going to do a couple more entries, and then we're going to go into a couple more submissions. So for this one, we're going to have our leg hooked on his leg, just like we're leg riding here, and kind of facing towards his butt. We have a pretty deep hook from the turtle. So now it's going to be hard to pull him. Sometimes I can just wrap around and just pull him over, and then I'm in the truck if I just pulled him over towards our backs. What I can also do is grab his foot and start pulling his foot out, and then end up into the truck after I've pulled his foot towards me, and now we're in our position. So we're in this turtle position. Sometimes I can just wrap around like his hip and his leg, and then pull him up, and now we're in that truck position. Or maybe he's really stomping down or something, so I grab his foot, I start peeling it back, and I peel it towards me to get to the truck position. Okay, so now we're doing entry from the back. So whenever you're on the back, you can potentially go to the truck position. So I have my over-under, and Brandon's bridging towards the arm side this time. So, which is he wants to bridge towards his arm side to protect himself. So he's bridged towards that arm side. I'm now going to let go of my top leg. I can bump him forward with it, and then I'm going to turn and reach for his leg and lock in my truck position. So we were in the back. I have my over-under. He was bridging. He thought everything was good, so I bump him forward, reach for his leg, and then grab, keep my hook in, and establish my truck lock. Okay, now a couple more submissions from the truck. So this time maybe I went for my initial hip displacer, and Brandon pointed his knee towards the other way like he wanted to escape, like this way. So I'm going to reach over and grab his foot. I'm going to take his foot and I'm going to put it behind my head. And so now that his foot's behind my head, I'm going to reach over and grab his knee, and I'm going to put pressure downwards here on his knee as I extend with my legs to displace his hips kind of sideways. So we're here. I can extend more with this one instead of stomping. I'm going to reach to an extend, turn his hip towards there, and then start straightening. I've turned his hips sideways and straightened him out that way. So we were here, I reached for this, and he turned away. And grab his foot with both hands, pull it towards my head, put my head forward, and grab onto his leg, push his knee down, extend on the other side, and I'll get that shearing pressure on his hips. Okay, so now we're going to move towards the twister. So maybe he put his foot away, and I'm really having a tough time pulling his legs back this time. So I'm going to reach over for his arm. I'll scoop his arm, and I'll grab his wrist. So I have his elbow and his wrist here. And so now that I have his elbow and his wrist, I'll start scooting up towards his upper body, and I'm going to shoot my hand through and try to get across his face. And then I'm going to reach across and have his face. So twister isn't legal in many competitions, so just do it to your friends, but just be very careful that you don't put any pressure on them. If you get to here, I'll usually just give them a hug and look at them until they tap, because you're going to cork his spine. You're attacking his spine with this move, so be very, very careful when you're doing it to your friends, or to anybody. So you're here, and you grab this, and then you just look at him. And if you wanted to finish the move, then all I would have to do is pull this forward and put my hips in, and then I would be corking his spine. Okay? So once again, to transition, we're here. Something was going wrong here. I just can't get it, so I reach over and I grab his elbow and I grab his wrist. Now he can't get away from me. And so now I'm going to scoop myself up towards his head and his armpit, wrap my arm around, get across his face, reach my other hand here, and now I'll just look at him.